I did my medical training in the 90s, we used these American Heart Association. You may remember this, the step 1 and the step 2 diets, right? So if you had a heart attack, you got a step 1 diet, which was like, I think 10% fat, total fat, which is quite low
And 2
actually.
grams of sodium.
Yeah. And then if you had another heart attack, which they usually did, then you went to the step 2 diet, which was 7% total fats, which was really like eating cardboard. Turns out when they actually did these sort of studies head to head, they did terribly. These low fat diets did horribly. Remember, there's the Lyon dietary trials. And there's the whole French paradox where, hey, how come the French people are eating all this butter and cheese and they're getting like half the rate of heart attack? That was a huge paradox, right? It turns out dietary fat wasn't really the culprit. So that was where fats got demonized. It was through this sort of just this one pronouncement in 1977 that fat is the enemy. All science must now conform to this. Is that as people ate all their sort of white bread and jam for breakfast, what happened is that they didn't replace their, they didn't replace their fat with sort of broccoli. They replaced it with refined carbohydrates. So we know now that if you're eating a whole bunch of sugary cereal or white bread and jam, what happens is your glucose spikes up, your insulin spikes up. By 10:30, it spikes down. You're ravenously hungry, so now you're looking for your low-fat muffin, which did the same thing. It spiked up your glucose, spiked up your insulin. By 12 o'clock, you're ravenously hungry. So now instead of eating 3 times a day, which people were doing in 1977, they were eating 6 times a day, 8 times a day. And but they're saying, hey, I'm eating the right food. So therefore, eating frequently must be good. So then this sort of got entrenched that, hey, you should eat 8, 10 times a day, which was the situation I was going into in 2012, 2013, when I was saying that, hey, you should really be eating less often. And people thought I was completely like off my rockers, right? How are you going to lose weight while you're eating all the time? When you're eating, your body wants to store those calories. It's only when you don't eat that your body uses those calories. Right? When you eat, insulin goes up, your body stores energy, right? You turn off, breaking down you turn off lipolysis, you turn off glycogenolysis, right? So you can't burn fat, you can't burn glycogen. You turn on de novo lipogenesis, so you're actually creating new fat, you're laying down more glycogen. That's normal. That's what you're supposed to do. It's only when you don't eat, insulin goes down and your counter-regulatory hormones go up. Growth hormone, noradrenaline, sympathetic nervous system. That's when you break down fat. That's when you break down glycogen. The human body knew what to do with energy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here.
In general, this type of information is so counter to what continues to be parroted in the mainstream that if you just simply cut back on your calories, you're going to lose weight based upon the laws of thermodynamics. And to this day, we have low-fat cookies and the low-fat aisle in the grocery store, and you still see products labeled in hopes that they will sell as being low-fat, despite the fact that they're high in sugar.